Thank you all for coming today to the Designer's AI Toolkit. We have Zoe Nye, who is going to be, she's a product designer and entrepreneur whose work spans luxury, global consumer goods, and healthcare institutions. She studied at Art Center College of Design and Caltech and serves as a design advisor to Cedars-Sinai. Through her practice, she designs humble tools to empower wellness. Corporate clients include BMW, Highway, MCM, China Eastern Airlines, and major retailers. Zoe runs an Alibaba best-selling business, and her work has received multiple IF, Red Dot, and IDEA awards. We are so grateful and excited to welcome Zoe, who put this amazing presentation together. And Zoe, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Thank you, Maria, for the introduction. So, welcome to the workshop. Today, we are turbocharging the creative workflow. And by the end of the hour, you'll leave with robust knowledge on using AI with clarity and intent while preserving details of the design. When we add a designer's sensibility with AI tools, the output is great taste and great judgment. And as designers carry those valuable traits. Here's what's on the menu today. We have 9 sections. Here's an overview of the designer's AI toolkit, ranging from agents, image, 3D, rendering, voice, UI, special effects, and research. When working with AI, they are like a very knowledgeable colleague. Claude, GPT, and Gemini are great creative partners to have on hand. Let's start up setting up Claude connectors and skills in the spirit that Claude Fable 5 was released last week. Here we go into Adobe's connector, and we have connected to Claude. With a similar setup, we'll do it for skills too. First, we go into our connectors. You see, we've set it up, and we can browse the skills that are native. Or we can go ahead and go into GitHub and download skills and upload them. In this case, such as a PowerPoint skill. A Figma connector will also work on Claude. And Claude is, after you've connected, Claude is now in Figma and editing the slides for you. And in such a case, it can do some reorganization and planning of the slides as you save time to design. Let's talk about image generation. Our main image tool stack for image generation is Nano Banana Pro, GPT Image 2, and Midjourney. With Nano Banana Pro, it's great for image generation and edits. What we do is this AI-assisted visualizations that gives an instant feedback loop. When working in Nano Banana Pro, it's great. We select the Pro mode. Starting with a fun case study of perfume bottles. When we put in image inputs, we're able to get similar image outputs of a similar aesthetic. The key is to use great input for a great output. And then taking it further for story and brands, in this case, the brand Valentino, we gave it a prompt for a chic, posh, and playful usage of the perfume, and it has delivered that. Now let's try for a more tranquil and different brand. In this case, the Armani on Eastern heritage perfume. You see that our prompts are not super long, they're straightforward, and the commands are enough. One of the most popular use cases of AI is for backgrounds. In this case, we will do a headphone environmental swap. First, we come up with the image of the galaxy in Midjourney, and we go ahead and drop in the headphones. To do this, first we communicate to Gemini the image of our headphones. Gemini does a little image analyzer moment. We pop in our environmental images. It has preserved the lighting and details of the headphones, and you can play with it for a more playful environment and outputs. Here we've swapped it in place of a vacuum, even with an entirely different type of product and then a busy scene, it was able to successfully swap the product. Here are some inspirations on how we can remix the design with AI for fun visual outputs. Gemini is also able to do orthographic views. The key is inputting good quality orthographics as input to have the output you're looking for. Now let's do a model swap with Love Art. First, we generate our base model in Midjourney, and our Love Art image analyzer is the middleman, so it cuts down communication time between you and Gemini, and the output is done in Gemini's Nano Banana. In this case, we've sent the AI the image of the watch we are working on. And AI has analyzed the watch. Then from here, we send in our Midjourney model images. Note here that our models were wearing different watches, but the image analyzer has updated and fine-tuned the watches on the model's hands. From here, we can go into videos. Again, observe the details of the watch and the watch band are preserved throughout the image recreation process. Talk about GPT Image 2. GPT Image 2 is great for literal inputs to literal outputs. Make this blue and make that purple. When working with GPT Image 2, the communication time is cut down, which is wonderful. We use very literal input for very literal output, so be very specific as you prompt your GPT. Now let's talk about an e-commerce use case where this is one of the offerings we have on our Alibaba store, and we want to go for a model shot to AI shots for social and promotion while maintaining all the intricate details and patterning of the wearable. For step one is we generate the models in Midjourney. Then we introduce our wearable to AI. In this case, we gave it a 3-view photo of what it looks like front, back, and side. Then throughout the chat, we refer to it as the blue dress, and we just ask AI to swap on the blue dress onto different model images. What we like to do is about a 5-round variation, so you're more likely to be happy with one of the outputs. Swapping the position of the model, in this case, we went from a standing model to a sitting model, does not interfere with the integrity of the wearable. The patterns are preserved correctly. One of the popular uses of Midjourney is using it for backgrounds. A great command is the Midjourney describe feature, where by using /describe we can reverse engineer any image that we found. In this case, we typed in /describe to receive the output from the input. When working in Midjourney, always personalize it first. To personalize, you click the personalization button in Midjourney. You personalize it by selecting image preferences. This gives you tailored output. I'll talk about 3 ways to recreate a background in Midjourney. So many times in client work, we will encounter a situation where a client loves a specific background. In this case, we will send the image of the background to GPT for it will write up a Midjourney prompt for us. We'll imagine all of the prompts entered, and also we'll use the /describe feature in Midjourney to have Midjourney write its own prompts to review the output. Finally, we will use the prompt in addition to the IW3 parameter image padding to replicate this image, reference it as much as possible to the original inspiration image. From here, we can see and with the IW3 command, our output is very, very similar. So here are 3 ways to recreate the background you like. Using only the GPT prompt, using the Midjourney describe command, or you can use Midjourney's image padding with the set parameters for a very, very close variation of the inspirational image. You see, while they are very similar rocks, but also each rock is different from the original rock. And now we can drop in our products and use as needed. This is a great fast way to explore a wide variety of different backgrounds for products. With the IW3 image padding, the command means you want it very close to reference. In this case, we have our base image. If we look at the middle section, the fingers are out of length and out of proportion, therefore they look unrealistic as fingers. But when we adding the IW3 parameter at the end, the fingers become much more proportional and more like realistic human fingers because we use the image reference feature that reference the length of the fingers. When working Midjourney, it's always great to photo direct them, such as medium range, eye level, long shot, ground level shot. And this can also be done to reduce grease on AI images as well. By adding film keywords through the remix mode, such as by Kodak Portrait 400, it will bring back pores and freckles into the portraiture. There are a variety of lighting prompts to play with in Midjourney as well, such as Rembrandt light, dramatic light, edge light. We can do words on images with quotation prompts. Let's talk about the 3D and 2D retexture feature. What are 3D retexture logos? For a very dynamic output. First, we'll have the logo output in 3D. And using the retexture feature in Midjourney, we will toggle the retexture mode. Note our retexture prompts are very simple, so it doesn't confuse Midjourney on the type of textures. Usually when we read texture, we have a simple input and we're looking for complex textures on top of it. So therefore we simplify the command. So it's not ice on top of jelly on top of raspberry. Then we have a multi-chocolate sundae type of read texture, which is not what we were looking for. And on the left, we can compare the input to the output on the right. Let's talk about sketch to render with Viscom. If we want Viscom to render exactly what we drew, we want to set up the drawing influence at 100%. And a similar type of CMF preview can be done for soft goods, such as shoes. We can also use it to do a quick overview of the CMF, perhaps leather, aluminum, or metallic finishes. Here we can quickly see which CMF works for the model. Let's talk about the AI 3D toolkits. In this tool stack, we have Meshi and Tencent 混元. Meshi AI, let's take a look at Meshi AI. First, we drop in the image from the internet we have on the horseshoe. Then we feed the image into Meshi AI. After we select the generate feature, it will give 4 quadrants of the 3D model. And from here, we can download as STL, FBX, OBJ as needed. Now it's ready for import into Keyshot Rhino Implanter. If we end up with too many polygons on the 3D model, use the Rhino command reduce mesh to reduce the polygon count to troubleshoot. Tencent 混元is an open source AI 3D model tool, which is cool. And here's a little diagram of how they work. And let's take a look at the results from Tencent 混元. In this case, we dropped in an image of headphones, and it has rendered modeled the headphones in 3D. In different, we can check the finish, check the surfaces, check the reference image, and export as OBJ, STL, FBX into your rendering software of choice. Let's talk about video and motion. In our video tool stack, we have Google VO, we have Midjourney's animate feature, we have Jimon by TikTok, and we have Higgsfield, the video agent. Let's do an overview of VO by Google. In this case, VO is able to preserve a lot of details from the product, from the static image to the video. Here we start with some prompts to video, showcasing a 3D C4D type of pop-up. And we use this for brand prompts for videos, such as this IKEA one. Those are very powerful brand storytellers. And here's a list of all videos. From IKEA to KitchenAid to shoes to scarves to Nike, really you have a lot of brand story to uncover just with prompt and text. Let's talk about our AI video workflow. First, we plan the theme. Second, we collect the reference materials. Third, we have AI generate the image. Fourth, we have AI generate the video. Five, we upscale the video. In this case, we collect references. We want for our automobile promo where we look into wilderness, horse in person as in horsepower, and car. In Midjourney, we'll go ahead and generate the storyboard images with our prompt. We'll generate the storyboard images for the car. Now we have compiled our storyboard here. We have a small problem that the car is different. And this used to be a big problem, but it's a small problem now. You just go in and tell Gemini, GPT, Gmail that um, decide your car of choice and put the same car into different backgrounds. And if you like, you can ask it to double check that the car is identical. And now after that is done, you ask it to write a description for video generation. Now we pop that into Google View. Now we have compiled our storyboard and AI video clips from Veo and Midjourney. Let's take a look at our work, what we've compiled. There are really a bunch of ways to utilize AI videos, such as interiors, robotics, wilderness, ocean scenes, C4D, clay, 3D type of animations, surrealism. The world is your oyster, and then we encourage you to try out all the AI videos. Let's talk about reverse replace the workflow, and this is for a starter and end frames. So first we start with the text to video prompt. In this case, what we had was the Nike training room. The idea was that the package opens and immediately we feel like we're gonna go run and exercise. And we're gonna take snapshots of our video. What we want to do is we want to swap in our shoe that we have pre-selected into the end frame. We are going to adjust the prompt by reusing the prompt with the addition of the starter and end frames here. We'll go ahead and regenerate the video. Let's do a review. You can see the training room experience now opens, but with our shoe of choice that we've placed inside. After we have done that, we want to go ahead and touch up by upscaling the video with Topaz AF 4K. You can always toggle relative sharpen a little bit so the video feels more HD. Let's talk about audio and voice with 11 Labs. 11 Labs is a great AI voice agent. Say I love a British accent voiceover for my products, but I cannot do a British accent. This is when 11 Labs is really great. You can pick the native dialect, Dutch, French, Greek, British. You can edit the voice. You can clone your own voice. You can tweak the existing AI voice. This is great. If you've ever voiced over a product video, it takes 2 hours and you have to trim out all the voices. But now with 11 Labs, you can do multiple rounds of voiceover. And what you get is like perfect, ready to use audio every single time. So it definitely saves a lot of time. You can fine tune the AI voice to match the attitude of the product.
Photography isn't just about capturing moments. It's about crafting legacies, freezing time, and telling stories that words never could. When you hold a Hasselblad, you're not just holding a camera, you're holding a tool of mastery, a portal to boundless creativity.
This is one of the great uses of 11 Labs. Now let's go into our Nano Banana prompt library. We have this interior assortment of Nano Banana prompts for you to use. First is sketch to render, blueprint as in photo to blueprint, staging, CAD drawings, material change, aerial view from the photo to the blueprint to the bird's eye view, isometric views, 3D render in perspective of a specific marked area, 30 grand over renovations, visible very quickly. I can color your CAD prompt, material close-ups, material swaps, 2D to 3D isometric views, sketch to render, furniture knolling, which is great if we're doing interior overlays, cabinet furniture orthographic views, color A/B testing on types of furniture. IKEA should really offer this. Exploded views of furniture or electronics, full material swaps, bird's eye view generation. You can see from the 2D drawing to the 3D output, the items and desks and beds and spaces are done in proportion to what was drawn. Clay render. Sometimes when we add color into the design, we start to lose sight of details. This is when we do the clay render to revert it back to catch the nuances of the design. Layout defect visualizations. This is great for highlighting supporting beams. Design layouts. As we get ready to present our design, we can use it to brainstorm some poster layouts. Finally, let's talk about UI, web, and data. A great one is Google Stitch. With Google Stitch, you can go from text to app to web design to Figma or code. In this case, we have submitted requests for a prompt. Here we can look at California hotels, spa and resort, wholesaler t-shirt catalogs. And here we can copy it directly into Figma, make edits to the design. Here we can also review the code for the design as well. Let's talk about fast editable data visualization from Excel to GPT image 2. Sometimes we will get data in Excel from clients and they ask for the data to be visualized, and mapping it out by hand takes an hour. And this is when we want to use GPT's image 2 feature where we plug it into GPT. GPT maps out the graph exactly as the data portrays, and then you drop in the demo data into Google Stitch. After that, you export it to Figma to toggle the colors and the length of the different bars. And now welcome any questions. With great turbulence comes great opportunity, and we encourage you to explore all the AI tools you have at your disposal. Thank you.
Oh, that is great, Zoe. Thank you so much for an amazing presentation that's filled with, it's so dense. So I know that people are going to go back and, double click on all of these tools and the demos. So thank you so much for putting this together.
Thank you.